Now I stopped the music so that I can put the review on to... Oh god, was that... Was that on the whole time? Wait, no, it wasn't on. Shit, okay, good. Sometimes I forget to untick my universal replayer from OBS and it like blocks my game, but it seemed to be just like a bug or something. Anyway, it's cool. We're back. So I'll do this review for Xerox, and then we're doing the Subsweat, guys. So Subsweat after this review. Let me just catch up a bit on the chat. I missed so much stuff, so I'm probably just going to really skim quickly. The chat's going to answer most of the questions. So if you have a burning question for me that I missed, just remember to put @PulseAU so that I can see it in red in the chat, and I'll make sure to answer your question. Very different playstyle. Well, Chillin plays different games than me, Half Passion, so yeah, I mean, yeah, every reg is different, so I do have a tighter style, but there are some occasions where I'm very aggressive. But because I'm playing 9-man and 6-man games, they're much tighter games than 180-mans and multi-table tournaments. So, like, if you watch his whole stream compared to my whole stream, I will be playing tighter just because of the nature of the games that I play on stream more often. But yeah, man, that's a pretty good observation. Alright, so this is the late stage of a 180-man. $2.50 buy-in. So I'm just reading what he said to me, so that we can maybe get some reads. Alright, no reads. Just that Xerox was on a big downswing when he was playing this game, so he was playing a bit scared, and he wants to see if we can find leaks. Alright, so pocket sevens, easy all in, good. Easy fold with the ace queen, sorry, the queen 10, and folding the 10-2. $448.20s. I mean, those are good numbers. Kevin's chaotic, but 448 tournaments is not a big sample size. So when you get to like 5,000 games, ROI and in the money starts to make a statistical significance. But with 400 games, it could just be variance, man. We need more sample size for those kind of numbers. Double or nothings. Ugh, get out of here, them double or nothings. Alright. Ugh. So, I think this is a call. Just. We've got a guy pushing 12 big blinds in under the gun. So his range is probably something like 6s or better, ace 10 or better, maybe king queen suited, maybe king jack suited. So against that range, we can call it off with 9s. If he's a very tight player and he's only pushing 8s or ace jack, then I think we can fold here. But most people will push a little bit looser than that. They'll also push like 7s and 6s and king queen suited and like ace 10. So you have more combinations that you dominate with 9s. So yeah, calling there is good. Wow. So he pushed the 2s, which like I think is too loose with 12 big blinds in under the gun. But so definitely 9s as a call against this guy. So good read, good job. Hit the old quads. Quadrinos. Yeah, anything greater than 0 is good. Good advice. I appreciate all you guys that are staying up very late. I know that it's very late in Europe, but this is the earliest that I can really start stream and interact well. I did try to stream earlier than this like, sometimes, but the stream was terrible because I was just like not awake. You guys should just move to Australia. That's what you should do. Okay, Jack 9, fold that. 9s, yeah, like the raise. Gonna call the short stacks easily and fold to the big stacks. Good job. Have to fold the 7-6. Folding that weak ace against 20 big blind shove. Folding that one. I would go all in here, Xerox. I think because if you min raise, it might look like you're trying to steal, and the blinds will re-push on you with a wide range, and then you have to fold. But pushing all in is a profitable plus EV play, so I would prefer pushing with this hand, where if you do get called, it has really nice equity going all in. You know, even against strong hands like ace queen, ace king, you're still basically flipping, which is fine. And you just have a lot more fold equity by pushing all in rather than min raising. So I don't like this play with this hand. I think you can min raise with bluffs that you definitely want to raise fold, like a hand like ace 3 offsuit. It's just not that much of a profitable all in, so you'd rather just turn that hand into a bluff and min raise fold. But with jack 9, it's a much better plus EV shove, and it sucks to raise fold against 12 big blinds, so that's why I don't like min raising this hand, and I would just shove it. Same thing like small pairs here, I would just shove 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, because like they're not very good to raise call against overcards, and they're very profitable to push all in. But you can raise like your very strong hands to get more value. Only read I got is that the heads up guy played very ABC. Okay, spoiler alert, he makes it heads up. Welcome from Canada. Do you know Crip? I want my Crip shirts to come. They should be coming this week. We had a public holiday on Monday, so the postal service is one day behind. Wow, this is so gross. So gross. So this is not the final table, but it's close to the final table. We've got a short stack, basically min raising, and then a guy putting in a quarter of his chips, isolating the short stack, and you have ace queen. Oh, this is ugly. If he's a tight player, I would just fold and assume that this is a trap. If he's a loose player, I would shove all in and think that we have some fold equity against him, which is really amazing. If he has any kind of fold range, then you need to push, because that it juices up the pot a lot with his 3,600 if he is capable of folding. But if this is a tight player, I think you could easily just be trapping, and your ace queen is just dead. Ah, thanks, Liam. Welcome. Let me read this command, because people are... I'll tell you what it is, Gen Khan. This is so long-winded. Dude, I don't even think you need this command. If someone's asking what's a sit and go, I would say just direct them to the FAQ, because they probably want to know the answers to all those questions anyway, so I would just delete that command. It's my opinion. What's that review? This is a $2.50 180 man late stage review from Xerox. It's close to the final table right now, but it's going to be the final table soon. Yeah, so loose player, shovel in. Tight player, just fold and assume that he's trapping. We're worried about this guy, not worried about the short stack at all. So he was trapping, kind of bad luck. Yeah, I think it's very hard to fold that spot, so I don't think you made a mistake, Xerox. Folding that. All in with that. Beautiful push. I love it. Very happy to see you do that. So is this the final table? It looks like the final table now. Let me just double check. No, not the final table yet. Almost, though. Must be final two tables. Okay, that fold. 5 big blinds. Yeah, you gotta shove this, man. Gotta shove it. Any ace with 5 big blinds with not on the final table, we're not worried about other short stacks, because it's the big money's in the top 3. You've got to really try and get to that top 3. So you can't try and ladder, you know, from 12th to 11th. It just, who cares about an extra 50 cents, man? You want to make it to those top 3 spots. Alright. Yep, we'll just fold that. And folding that. Fold, fold. Easy call, good job. And yeah, okay, good steal. I like it. You have to raise. Whoa, ugh, you raise call this. That's this a6 offsuit is not a good raise call hand. It's not strong enough to induce. So if you Xerox, if you think that these are very aggressive players and your ace is good, just shovel in pre-flop, because then you can get them to fold hands which have really good equity, and you don't really want to play a huge pot with like ace6 against, you know, like jack 10 or jack 9 suited. So let's say you min raise, and he looks at a really nice hand like queen 10 suited. He's just going to push all in, and then okay, you can call, but you only have 60-40% chance to win that hand. And because you're close to the final table, I would prefer to just shovel in, get him to fold all those hands where your edge is only very small, because you can keep your decent stack size and win more chips easily by just stealing, rather than going all in for huge 25 big blind pots. So I don't think that this is a raise call hand. If you have like ace 9, then it's good enough to induce, but ace 6 is a little too weak. Easy call. Just folding the suited connector. Bad luck. Alright, so this is the final table, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, this one's the final table. Yeah, Rex Gen Con. Let me give you some rects from my buddy Summit. Rect at Gen Con. There you go. What's up, Liam? Doing good? How are you? Ace 3 jam, should be shoving super wide. Don't want to go over the blinds with 5 big blinds. What was that hand? This one. Yeah, I agree. You definitely want to shove a lot of hands with 5 big blinds when we're not on the final table yet. I agree with that analysis. Bambalok. Alright, we're on the final table now, guys. On the final table, so got to think about that ICM a little bit when we're playing against other mid stacks, but against short stacks, still want to be loose. Well, aces is pretty good. What you do here kind of depends on the player. If he's a regular, just push all in, because that is what you would do with everything. If he's a really fishy player, you can get away with limp trapping, because then I think he might make a big mistake post-flop when he hits a pair sometimes, and fishy players, you know, they just play tighter in the blinds. So, you know, you can shove, you can limp as a trap against some players, and we'll min-raise trap the ace-king. I like that. Just folding this queen 8, that's fine. Folding that. Hang on a sec, guys. Have some water. How the hell is it? No, I didn't skip any hands. It was the final table bubble, I think. Oh wait, 3-handed. Yeah, what the fuck? What happened? This is weird. Why is it doing this? Okay, it must just be a bug or something. Maybe because the blinds are all correct. Sometimes the hand history gets jumbled up and hands jump around the place, but like what happens here? How does... Okay, yeah. I think that hand must have just been an anomaly. I don't know. Okay, easy call. Getting pot odds. Min-raise that. And fold. Good. Easy all in with 20 big blinds against the razor. Good job. Fold that. So now we're 4-handed. Whoa. So how's this guy bust? Okay, just gets called. Gonna fold out against the 4x raise. Okay. Yeah, one table must have been breaking, that's right. One of those days. Happy donks. It happens, man. Seems like a good steal. You can also limp to limp stab, but against aggressive players, you're in the cage in the small blind because they're going to 3-bet, they're going to shove, they're going to raise when you limp. So it's just very tough. I think if he's super aggressive, I would mix up what I do. You can't really fold when you have a king in the small blind. You don't want to fold too much, but you do have to try different things. Just try and steal. So yeah, I would try limp stabbing sometimes. I will also try just raising. Sometimes it won't work and you just have to fold, which is unfortunate. So against a limper with an ace, there's already 8,000 out there. If you think he might be trapping, just check. If you think that he's loose, I think I just shove. For 8,400 chips already out there, you have 55,000 left, so it's like 1/7 of your stack. It's a little bit of an overshove, but like your hand should be good against a loose limper, so I like it. I think it's fine to shove there. Okay, we're continuing to raise against him. Again, Xerox, you can also limp stab. Both lines are acceptable. Flush draws, really good. That's a pretty bad card, because if he has a queen, he's definitely not folding on this. But you do have the backdoor to the flush, and like if you check and he bets really big, you have to just check fold. So I kind of still want to barrel, but I would barrel pretty small. Maybe like 9,000, because he's not folding a queen anyway, right? No matter what size you choose, he's never folding a queen, in my opinion. So I think just a small barrel, just to try and get him to fold some kind of draw, maybe. Like a straight draw, he might get scared, or maybe he has ace high that he just decides to fold now. So I'd bet maybe 9 or 10,000, a small blocking bet. Also because we're trying to price ourselves into the flush draw on the river by betting small. Luckily, he checks back. Now that we miss, I'm not going to bluff into him. Definitely don't think he's folding, so we'll just check fold. Good decision. He wasn't folding that hand, like I said, on the turn. Gonna do the sub-sweat, guys, after this review. Value bet the turn, good, and I think I check call the river against missed flush draws. You can value bet like a block bet to try and get value from a worse 8. Like maybe he has 8-7, because you beat that hand. You also beat 8-6, so you can two options on the river. You can check call if you think he's draw heavy, but the straight draw, some straight draws did get there with the 9, or you can block bet against worse 8s and 6x. So maybe because this guy's kind of passive, I like to block bet a little better against him. So maybe 5,000, 6,000. Nice, nice, perfect. Good job. Perfect, look at that, 7-8. That's really good, Xerox. Good that you recognize that spot. Raise and c-bet, nice, I like it. So I don't like c-betting this board three-handed because I think he's just not going to believe you, and that Broadway connected board does hit his range somewhat. Think of all the combinations between 8 and king are going to hit that board in some way. They might have a gut shot, or a pair, or a flush draw maybe. So, and those are all the hands he's really going to call with. So I would just, I would check back and use my ace high as showdown value. He's the ABC player. Oh yeah, okay. So this guy, Mubi, is ABC. Good to know. So I would check back here, Xerox, because I don't think he's going to fold this board, and actually, three-handed, I believe he might just bluff you, and, you know, you have ace-9 high, so you can just check it down to the river. I don't like barreling this. It's just, he's already shown that he wants to continue. He's definitely not folding a queen on this card, or a flush draw, or a 10. Yeah, I just check. Just give up, man. I don't like that play, that line that you took. Use the ace-9 as showdown value, in my opinion. Okay, that hand's fine. Fold that, fold that. All in, good. Queen Jack, blind versus blind for 10 big blinds. Just stacking off. Nice hand. Jacks, all in, good. Excellent. Okay, so heads up time. ABC player. Bet, just bluff, because if he doesn't have a 10, he's folding, because he's an ABC player, he's going to be scared. So just bluff this, you're not going to win with 5 high. I think he played that hand really passively. He's not calling even this. Or he might call for the flush draw because he had a flush draw. But a lot of the time when he just has a 7x no flush draw, he's just gonna fold the turn. This is a $2 buy-in, 180 man. Final table, now we're heads up. We're almost finished it, guys. Then I'm doing the sub sweat. And all the subs in the chat can sweat some equity that they can win. Up to $100, I think, or a little bit more. Okay, so definitely want to raise, min-raise, any 2 cards against an ABC player until he starts adjusting. That's our strategy. Okay, checking that's fine. I think that board hits his limping range pretty hard. I do want to stab a lot in limped pots, but you want to choose the right board. So King, Queen, 5 is not a good board because all the hands he limps probably are low Broadway combinations and he's not going to fold. But the boards that you want to stab are the low boards that hit your big blind check range. Nice, I like your strategy against him. Against some players, min-raising a lot is going to be exploitative. Wow, what? Okay, so he just donks quarter pot. Don't fold here. If he had an ace, wouldn't he re-raise pre-flop with his strong aces? So to me, this is just a bluff. The price he's giving you is very good. You can represent the ace easily. So, like, I think raise is okay here. Call is also good because you have the backdoor draw, and if he continues to bet small, you can either raise the turn or raise the river, and you have a lot of fold equity against a guy like this who just doesn't have an ace very often, because all the strong aces would have re-raised pre-flop. So to me, this is like a 9 or a draw or a 6 or just a pure bluff. So don't fold in this spot. Now we've seen him limp a lot, so I would definitely raise pre-flop with this hand because he's been limping a lot and the hand flops okay. He's just going to fold pre-flop a lot, so I'd make it 20,000 here 4 times. Played live tonight. Thai player said, "You'll go far, kid, to me. When I 3-barrel bluffed someone when my range hit the board better than the other guy's opens, I call, other guy calls, bald, 10-7x, checks round, turn comes 8. Other gun checks, I bet, other guy folds, other guy res all in, river comes a king, I show pocket 8s, he shows kings." Oh man, that's tough. Well played though, Alexia, well played man. That sounds like a very well played hand. Good to see you back. Get on that grind. Yeah, so I'd raise pre-flop. Bet the turn as a bluff. You're not going to win with 10 high. Bet the river as a bluff, as played. Yeah, so be aggressive against ABC players, Xerox, because they're not going to be that loose. You know, they're just going to play their hand. And yeah, don't fold this against him. A min raise has worked 100%, so just keep min raising. Again, raise pre-flop with anything is fine. The king 3, like, this is worse to raise than the 10-9 because it doesn't flop great, but you've been checking too much against his limp. You see what he's limping, 10-5 offsuit. Just raise pre-flop, man. Bet turn as a bluff, I think, is what I would do, because you open up the chance that he's just going to bet turn himself and you can't check call. Yeah, so you're just playing way too passive, heads up. I mean, I just bet here because, like, we see the kind of hands that he's limping. You can represent a king, maybe a 10. He's just going to fold if he misses. Don't fold this. I mean, I prefer to call because, like, king high showdown value is actually not too bad against his draws. And you do reopen the betting for him to just jam it in with a flush draw. So like I would prefer to just call, then if the turn bricks and he continues to bet small, then you can raise, or you can just call down with king high and be good against his draws. But you know, the raise is not terrible. As long as you don't fold there, I'm okay with it. I'm glad you're finally deciding to raise in the big blind. You don't need a hand like king 6, man. You can do it with king 3, you can do it with 10-9 as well. He's just, look at this, he's betting quarter pot and getting you to fold. Like, don't fold to this, man. They can have anything. Even though you have 6 high, just put in the raise again, call and raise the turn. Like, this is a very cheap way that green players like to bluff. It's working against you though. I'd defend this because, you know, whatever, it's a min raise, it's jack 7, I think it's profitable. Top pair's good, bet, bet, bet. Fold that one. A pair heads up. It's the first time he's 3-bet though. This is so ugly, man. So ugly. I think I just fold because we haven't seen him 3-bet at all, and you said he's ABC. You can't really call to just try and hit a 2. The price is not good enough. So I like to fold against this guy. Against some guys, I would be very happy going all in because they can bluff a lot, but not against this guy. Okay, we have a pair. He's limping. I would bet because we can get value from draws. And if he decides to raise, I guess I'd just say, fuck you, man, you don't have an ace, and jam it in his face because he just limps pre-flop. Check call is a little awkward because think of all the turn and river cards that are bad for you if you check call. Anything higher than a 6, any diamond, any card that's kind of connected to the 6-5. So that's why I'd like betting better than check call, because you want to take the betting lead when you have weak-ish hands heads up on wet boards. In my opinion, again, disclaimer, there are many better heads up players than me. This is just my opinion. So what happened on the turn? What's going on? He bets and we just turn our hand into a bluff? Ugh. What are you representing, man? It's a limped pot. You're representing 2 pair, which is a very thin range. So I'd prefer just to check call and then use it as a bluff catcher. Check call river? Yeah, like, I don't know. Your line doesn't make sense, man. With a weak ace with this stack size, 15 big blinds, just shovel in pre-flop. C-bet there's fine. Okay. All in. Again, because your stack size is awkward, if he calls you this small raise, the pot's going to be 30,000 and you'll have 80,000 behind. It's very awkward if you miss, and you have to play ace-6 off out of position. It's just a bit hard to play, so I think I just shovel in pre-flop with this hand. Take the guaranteed plus EV play. Check back with bottom pair, good. Call, and then raise river for value. So I'd min raise, try and get value from like a king. He might think you have a missed flush draw. Definitely need to raise this for value. Good. Good sizing. Check is fine. Bet with 2 pairs fine. Re-raise is fine. Go broke. Good. Bad luck. And all in. Alright, so we're done. Xerox. Before heads up, man, you didn't make very many mistakes. Heads up, you made a mistake by being too passive against this player. But overall, I was pretty happy with that hand history. Definitely, you want to review the YouTube VOD to make sure that you fix the leaks that I talked about. But overall, Zerox, your game is pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. Sub-sweat time. Alright guys, it's happening. Let's just see if we can get a good 36 max loading. Okay, there's no one playing them.